Hi, my name is Laura Arrow, and I am the creator of Phonological en Français. Just wanted to take the time to thank you for your purchase of this phonological awareness program that I've created in conjunction with a speech language pathologist. This resource is designed to help students acquire phonological awareness skills and reinforce those skills, as well as sound symbol recognition. I cannot stress this point enough, it is not a spelling program. The focus of this program is phonological awareness and sound symbol recognition. It is not to spell words 100% correctly. So if a student in this program does not spell a word 100% correctly, that is fine, as long as they are identifying the sounds that are targeted for that student. This program is designed to be differentiable, so every student in your class can be working on a different level, and each level graduates to the next one progressively, so that way students are always working within their comfort level and getting that next little step that they need in order to continue moving along the progression. So each sort in the program is numbered 1 to 27. And they're numbered in this way, so that way students can move easily from one to the next, and it is easy for you to keep track of where students are as far as their skills are concerned. So the first thing that you would need to do when setting up this program is you would need to print out all of the sorts within the package that you purchased. So if you purchased beginning sounds package, you'll have sorts numbers 1 to 5. So you'll need to cut all of those out and put them into little containers and then write the number of the sort on each container. Don't worry if you feel like they might get mixed up. Every single image also has a number on the bottom corner, so that if they do get mixed up, it's very easy to find which sort they belong to, so you can put them back in the container. This program can be used in two ways. You can use it as an independent literacy center, which is how I use it in my classroom, or you can use it as a guided center. So if you use it as a guided center and the students are only going to be completing the sorts with your supervision, then you can store them wherever you like in your classroom. If it's going to be an independent center, like how I have it set up in my classroom, you're going to want to put the containers somewhere where students can easily find them, so that they can find the sort that they need. So every booklet has a number on the top corner, which corresponds to the sort that goes with it. In this way, my kids can easily go, oh, Madame gave me number 6, so I am going to go and find the number 6 sort, take it back to my desk, and get started. And they also know that if they don't find it on the side, chances are they're sharing it with someone else. And so they'll go and look around to see who's working on the same sort as them, and then they can share. So once you have all of those pieces cut out, they're all organized and put together, you're going to need to introduce the program. So that is what we're going to talk about next. If you're teaching kindergarten or grade 1, before you introduce this program, you'll want to make sure that you have spent a significant amount of time explicitly teaching all the students in your class the letters of the alphabets, their symbols, and their sounds. This program is really designed as a step 2 to help students reinforce those sounds as well as build on them and learn how words are built with these sounds. So that is really what you're going to want to do first. If you are teaching grade 2 or even grade 3, you're probably using this program for your lower students who are struggling with this skill. So you will not need to go back and explicitly teach these skills. So the first step is introducing the program to your students. I always do this as a guided center, or I split my students into 2 groups. One half of the class will go and complete an independent activity for about 10 to 15 minutes, while the other half will sit probably in a carpet space with me, and we will go through the first sort all together step by step, regardless of where their skill level is. Even if they're working on middle sounds or digraphs, we all begin with the first sort as a means of routine building. So what we'll do is I will open up the sort and I will show the students the sounds that we are working on for that day. So for this particular sort, this is sort number 6. We are working actually on ending sounds instead of beginning sounds, but we are working on the sounds b, s, and er. And then what we'll do is we'll place those sounds on the table or on the carpet, and then I will leave all the rest of the images in a pile. And then what that will do is we'll invite students up one by one to pick an image, and we will say the word. So for example, if a student picks this image, that is robe, and then we will chop that word up into 3 sounds. And I will have the students touch a body part for each sound as a way of kinesthetically connecting with what it is that we're trying to do. So we all say the word together, and I will show them the image. We'll say robe, and then we'll go o, b. So beginning, middle, and the ending sound, I will touch my tummy or I will touch my thighs. And then the students will all decide together where that word goes, if it goes with the bus, if it goes with the ers, or if it goes with the s. Now, we are working on ending sounds, so my students are not focusing on the beginning sound, they're actually focusing on the ending sound. So we'll do it all together, r, o, b, and then I will reinforce the fact that we are using the ending sound by touching my thighs again and asking them what sound they heard there, and then they will place that sound under the appropriate column. Once all of the pictures are sorted, okay, that might be step 1 or day 1, because that might take a long time when we go through each word, touching all of the sounds and identifying which sound it is that we are looking for. Once the sounds are sorted, we then move to the Elkonin boxes. Okay, so 3 sounds, 3 boxes, and you'll notice the arrow on the bottom. So the arrow on the bottom is for when we want to re-say the word, and we slide our finger across the sounds. And I will show you how that works in a second. Okay, so you can see that we've completed our word sorts. The words are all sorted by the ending sound. And you can see that I have the Elkonin boxes set up, and we have 3 manipulatives for 3 sounds. Now, normally I would be doing this on the carpet with a whole group of children, but due to privacy reasons, I can't show you with actual children. So we'll pick a word. Let's say we pick robe, okay? So we've picked robe. We're going to sound it out, o, b. And then I'll have the students move the manipulatives as we say each sound. O, b, robe. Now the next step to this would be the students taking a dry erase marker and actually writing the sounds into the Elkonin boxes as we do it. Now this is a little bit trickier because some students will already have their middle sounds and some students won't. So you may have to encourage students just to write the sounds that they hear, or you could explicitly tell them which sounds that they're writing, since this is the routine builder. So we would do o, b, robe. So those are the 3 steps of how you would introduce this program. This would actually take place over the course of 2 or 3 days, depending on how quickly your students pick up the routine. So you sort all of your images, you use the Elkonin boxes with the manipulatives, and then you use the Elkonin boxes with your dry erase to actually write in the symbols of the sounds that you are working on. Okay, so once you've introduced the sorts and the Elkonin boxes to your students, you're going to show them how to use the booklets. So each booklet has a number that matches the sort so students can find them quickly and easily. And each page is dedicated to one sound that they're working on. So for example, this student is working on ending sounds. You can see that I've put a reminder in that they're using ending sounds by leaving 2 blank boxes and then the B at the end. So that way they know that they're filling in the first 2 boxes, and then this whole page is dedicated to words that end in the B sound. Okay? And so that each page is like that. So we have all the words that end in and all of the words that end in s. And then in the file, I provided 3 different options for this 4th page, and I'll explain the 4th page in a minute and how it functions in my classroom. So what you're going to do is you're going to encourage students to go through the process of chopping up all of the words with the sounds like you'd already practiced, and then they're going to write them in. Now I have provided 4 boxes on the page, but they really only need to put in 3 sounds. Okay, so for example, this student for the word tombe wrote b. Do I care that they didn't get the sound? No, I don't, because this student is working on ending sounds. So actually the fact that they got the correct middle sound is actually a really big deal. It means that they might progress through this section a little bit faster, and that maybe they won't have to do every single ending sound sort. I might be able to skip them ahead to middle sounds if they start to get that organically. So you'll notice that the kids write the picture, they write the sounds that they hear, and they will do that for all 3 pages. And then the last page is the page of your choice. It could be the lié en ligne. It could be the mot cherché. It could be the fill in the missing letters. It's whichever one that you've picked. I tell my students that once they've started this page, because we're doing it at centers, so the centers are timed, and if they don't finish this page, that is okay. They hand it in. And then I will go through and I will make corrections. So for example, right here, the student was supposed to be writing the word herb, okay? But instead of the h sound, they wrote a u. So what I would do is I would just correct that and then make other corrections in the booklet, hand it back to the student. They will make the corrections and hand it back to me, and then I would give them the quiz for them to complete. So when I do this as an independent center, I don't expect the kids to go through all of the process of doing the Elkonin boxes with the dry erase markers and the manipulatives. I save that for a guided, if I was doing it with them, which I do check-ins every once in a while. And after the first initial sort, where I've taught the whole class how to do it, and I've done my primary spelling inventory, which I will explain in a second, which tells me if the kids are identifying beginning sounds, middle sounds, or ending sounds, where on that continuum that they fall. And I've given them their individualized sorts. So after the first sort, students who are working on middle sounds will progress to sort number 13. I am not going to make them do numbers 2 to 12 when I know that they can correctly identify beginning and ending sounds, because that would just be a little bit silly. So the second week that I am introducing this program, it might look like students with their individualized sorts, but I've grouped them accordingly, so that way I can have them as a guided center, just so I can make sure that they continue to use those skills that I taught them before in order to complete the sorts properly. You're always going to get those kids who don't do that, but it's one of those independent learning skills that they're going to have to learn how to do. And so it's that gradual release of responsibility. The first week, we all do it all together. The second week, they have their individualized sorts, but I'm doing it as a guided center so I can watch them do it and encourage them and making sure that they're going through the steps they need to do. Maybe we will do a couple with the Elkonin boxes for the students who really need that extra step. And then the third week, I kind of let them go independently, and I just kind of keep an eye on them as they move through their centers. Students who are working on beginning sounds will probably need more practice and more guided practice with you, going through the chopping motions of for every single word, going through using the Elkonin boxes for every single word, and that's okay. It's really important to spend more time reinforcing those initial skills in the beginning and then letting them go independently as they get better and more confident at them, instead of just showing them once and expecting them to go do it. If you have any questions that were not addressed in this video, please leave in the comments below.